So my question is, what the difference between somebody who drop out from college and being a genius and create in a lot of things, innovate a lot of things, than the person that go there and get out from it, and the brain is nothing. They're really dumb. What happened to that?
The thing is, just like I just came from mentioning, they were stuck in a system where they knew that after high school, I have to go to college and go get this degree. But someone who has dropped out and is pursuing an entrepreneurship, and they know that after this, I'm going to become a CEO of such and such, they've noticed that they have to break the system barriers that's locking them into just getting a degree, like my parents want me to. And then after this degree, I do this, and I hopefully get into a good job that's going to pay me. There's a small percent of people. Myself, I'm an exception. When I finished my education, I'm lucky to be able to go into the field where I'm using maybe say 80% of the things that I was learning at the university. A lot of people that I studied with, they're in fields that they don't even correlate to with what they learned.
Exactly.
So it's breaking those barriers essentially.
What do you think about it, Mordecai?
Well, that's as we started saying, education or school to be just has to prepare you to enter society, to be a helping member of society. You can help with this, you can help with that. But if I have to go to school, in college or in whatever university, spend hundreds and thousands of dollars and come out of it knowing nothing, that is a waste of money, time. And the worst thing is, some people don't even have to pay. The states have to pay for them, which means it's you and I taxes money paying for someone to not learn anything, to party for 4 years, to do, to get drunk, to do drugs for 4 years and come out with a diploma looking for a job. And I really feel bad because education is preparing the future of the country, which means it should be one of the, if not the most serious thing that everybody has to look for. If you want to buy a house, you don't just look for, okay, that house is big and beautiful. No, you look around it. If I have children, they will have to go which school, school around the area when I want to live with my family. All of that education is very, very important. That's what people do. But people are not as serious about education or the future of the nation as they should be. That's what I think.
So as we've been talking even previously before this episode started, you and we were having a conversation. Then I mentioned something about, you see, you talk about money aspect. Even there are people that get loans, right? They go to college, university, they get a loan, and then Taylor told me, like, one of the lecturer that is a doctor today, but he's still paying his student loan until today.
Until today, right?
So tell me, for somebody who just went to college or university or whatever for a purpose to study, but then they go there, they studying party, they study being drunk with friends. Even some people who were not drinking before, smoking before, they start doing it because they are with their friends, where they influence them to do such things, right? So do you think schools and university are best place to send kids to go to study, or it's better to make people or your kid homeschooling?
It's a good thing. Homeschooling is best. And you cannot stop the children from discovering something. Now, this one, we go back to what you said on our conversation. It's education has three parts. You have the family, you have the church or community, and school.
Sure.
So if that kid leaving the house was not well trained in the house, it doesn't matter. When he goes out, he's going to do whatever they want. But if the children is well trained from the house, knows what the community or the church stands for, what he can and cannot do, those kids will have a little bit better control over their behavior whenever nobody's around, or whenever they are at school or university or wherever they are. You understand? It is education, the foundation, the base. It's a home. It's not even the community first. It's the house. It's the parents, the mother, talking to the children, teaching them what they need, what they have to do, how they have to behave. It starts from when they are little. little girl, little boys, teaching them you should not do this, you have to do this. This is the right way, this is the wrong way to do things. So if you don't teach the children since they are kids, you won't have any control over them whenever they go into school or in college. Yep.
Right. So if I can add to that, let me break it down. So just like you just mentioned, there's essentially three main ways that the system, the government and whatnot, or even private has set for education for our countries. Homeschool, like you just mentioned, private school, and also public. So there's pros and cons to all of those.
True.
Like we could just mention. So for example, homeschool. It's good because you have a one-on-one connection with your child. All right. And the con to that, the child is limited to just maybe the circle that they're in, and maybe not outside.
Yeah, they might not be very social with other people.
So let's take it to public school then. All right, you go to a public school, your kids have access to a lot of different resources that the government has set for them, whether it's sports, whether it's librarians, whatnot. The cons, they may be exposed to things that you're not in control of. Where what's been a curriculum that's already been set by the state, which you have to accept or agree or disagree with. Private school. If you go into a private school, well, the cons of that, for majority of people, funds. You have to have a means to put your child into a institution that's going to help them better themselves, which requires funds. But the pros to that is you get an individualized education for your child. So it's really just depends on what that child needs, what the family situation looks like for every single everybody to be able to choose.
Every household.
Every household, right.
I love that, bro. I really love that.